Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nerds the Human, and welcome back to our Papal States Pacifist run. And you join us outside of Bologna, where clearly Venice are coming in with not just one army, but a second as well. It's actually about the fourth and fifth, to be honest. They keep on giving it a go, but they keep on failing. This time they've at least brought a general and plenty of siege equipment, but I reckon we'll be absolutely fine. We just need to chunk them down. What we're going to do in Venice afterwards, I don't know. I'm not sure that we can trust them anymore. Perhaps we need to donate to Venice to a suitable choice of factions. So we'll work that one out in time, perhaps. Last time, of course, we managed to take Dijon away from Milan. Milan are gone. That is one pesky menace away from the world. Portugal's still floating about. They're doing all right, but hopefully they won't go too insane the rest of today. Of course, we do have a good old crusade on Antioch to come. We'll see how that goes. Turkey are probably in a stronger position than Egypt were, at least in terms of having plenty of troops on the border. There seem to be quite a few little wars with Denmark in the past few turns, so we'll see how they are getting on. But I think it's time to head straight into Bologna. We need to clear out these pesky Venetians. Hardly surprising, but there is indeed a spy in the city, which means we immediately are going to have to start rushing our men around. So that is really not what I wanted to see. These chaps all need to get running pretty damn fast, and for some reason I can't tell them to. So that's a little bit irritating. People guard, get yourself up here, please. These guys over here, these guys, you're down on the ground, so you can now make it up here instead. Thank you very much. Yes, we're very much lacking in men in the right position, which is very irritating indeed, but we should still be absolutely fine. A few of the General's bodyguard over on this wall, not really sure why they're there, but in time we'll be fine. Why is the gate open? Oh, of course it's open, Thomas. That was the whole point. Yeah, go to... Of course the gates are open, Thomas. Why was I worried about the walls? Okay, you guys just charge him. The Papal Guard here were really caught slightly out of position, as you might well expect. Flaming shots. That's, I mean, it nearly hit some Venetians, but it wasn't particularly great, all things considered. Okay, you chaps, get into their flank. I reckon we'll be absolutely fine here. This wasn't really the formation I was hoping for, but we'll still be absolutely fine, I would think. As long as we've got a few people up on the wall. There are some Venetians over here climbing up the ladders. Oh, I won't worry about them. They're nothing really too much to worry about. Oh yes. So they are kind of all over the place, which isn't ideal, but there are some Pacifist crossmen down there who need to get themselves shot. Of course the General's running around to the open gate. Of course he is. That makes some sense, I suppose. You guys get yourself over here. Block him up in a schiltrum at the gate. That is possibly the best plan, but probably a little too late. Oh well, we have to do this difficult way, I suppose, but we'll probably be able to hold them. Our infantry are incredibly strong. Now, you guys, out of formation, run yourself over here. At the very least, we can shore up this side of things. Yeah, you chaps just pull back here for the time being. People guard are pretty strong anyway, let alone the Swiss chaps, but how are we doing at this gate? The General is there. The General's there. Too late. Too slow. But we'll see what he wants to do, because honestly, I don't think we've got too much to worry about with him. Right. Papal and Swissies, get yourself into position. They are there. Get into your little pokey manoeuvre. And they are getting broken here at the gate. A few more men lost than I would have liked, really, but hey-ho, that's just kind of the way this has to go. Now, up on the walls, we are fighting them down. It doesn't really matter too much what happens on the walls, but, you know, it's part of the battle. Best to win it, I guess. And as for the General, what has he decided to do? He has actually engaged with our lads, and sadly, he's going to take them out, which is a bit of a shame. Now, as for the centre here, these guys, the trebuchets could have been so much fun, but sadly, they are going to waste. You, sir, just charge down. The Spear Militia will take them out. Fine. A bit of a chaotic battle due to the whole, spy business. I wouldn't mind if I was in position, but if I, not being in position as well as, Just everything really. It's just kind of annoying. Now, okay, this guy needs to stop, if I'm honest, and same with you. Yes, fine. We'll chunk them down. We are winning the battle so far, 14 to 46. Very, very much in our favour. The broken lances should have done their job over here, have they? They don't seem to have done anything, to be honest. I did tell you to go and do something, but they seem to have given up. That might be a different unit. Who knows? Having taken out my spearmen, the general's decided to run straight down Crossbow Alley, which is pretty ideal for me. Down to 5. Yeah, he doesn't like that. He's possibly going to get away with it, but they're not in the best position. Their death animation is somewhat slowing down. Yeah, there we are. We can see they're down to 3. So they are going to die, but just not quite as quickly as I would have liked. You chaps get yourself around here. We'll cut off the general as he approaches underneath that arch. As for the entrance here, the Swiss Guard are pretty much able to just hold a position here now. That, come on, anytime I'd like to actually have control of this, that would be great. So, they're in position. Papal Guard can move a little bit more swiftly, can get themselves up here. You chaps get yourself up there. And as for these guys, have they met the general? Oh, they just missed him because I wasn't paying any attention. Okay, well, it looks like the general's trying to make a run for it. So actually, Swissies, no. Yeah, you just block that up. You just block that up. General should not be getting through all of those chaps. Yeah, we've got them in the rear. And down he goes. That should be the battle. He is indeed an idiot. I can't deny that. So, who else have we got left to take on? There's some Pacifist crossbowmen over there. Go and run across the walls. Take them out. These lads are now up here. Get in their side of those spear militia. They're the only ones who've done anything in this battle, but they're only up against the mercs. So I'm happy enough to let that one run. Well, that seems to pretty much be the battle there. 73%, not sure who's really still fighting for them. There's the odd lad around, but pretty much the battle's over. A couple sneaky units have managed to wander their way around to the plaza to take on the trebuchets here. Bit irritating, but there we are. One crossbow lad and one set of Frankish mercs who have now got themselves murdered. And lances are very, very badly broken from this, though. Oh! I am very sorry, headphone users. There goes our general, and along with it, pretty much all of our broken lances. Hopefully we get some of those back. That was a little bit dramatic, wasn't it? Well done, trebuchets. That was somewhat accurate. We have apparently started burning down wherever this building was, but we've just about done the job. A clear enough victory in the end then. A good old flaming bolt to our general. It never goes amiss, does it? Shame we didn't get to use our army properly there. We lost a lot more than I would like. However, are we going to go counter-attack? Well, you know what? We will ransom. They've not accepted. Shame, but there we go. So the other army disappeared. Hungary want to have a chat. We will happily be allies, but anything else, please stop wasting my time. So, as for the rest of things here today, ladies and gentlemen, well, things are going all right. Are they? Are they, though? Foreign assassination? Yeah, I'm kind of not surprised about that. Yeah, the Venetian assassins are starting to become a big problem, actually. You can't make it onto the boat. Get onto the boat, man! Right. Get all of these over here. Thank you very much. And we'll just swing across to Antioch. That will be lovely. The day's come, ladies and gentlemen. The French have attacked England. What a miserable day it is to be a Frenchman, because that means the Pope will very soon be excommunicating you. Can I go and kill any of their lads? Well, there are certainly... Yeah, well, that seems to be where they're going. They're going off to Paris. You two chaps, descend on Paris, see if you can snipe off one of those Frenchies. In fact, there's even more of them around here. They're not doing a very good job of keeping things Christian, I assume. Well done, France. Now, lots more assassination attempts going on. Adoption not completed. Okay, a new homeland. A new homeland for the Mongols. They've settled down in Kiev. Not surprising, it's one of their standard destinations. Pope Dartus has become a cruel leader, possibly because he's burning down all the people trying to murder him. Yet another attempt over here, and we have lost one of the family members. down here in toast. Bit of a shame, but that's pretty much where we're stuck at the moment because they are sending armies of the lads in. Plenty of spies as well. Now, as for everything else is going, well, okay, we have money again. What is money, you ask? Well, money can be used to buy goods and services, which is a lovely, lovely thing, especially when it means that you get nice armies to go and murder everyone. So we're going to go and get ourselves some nice Crusader troops. As we go land in Adana, we'll take that and then we'll go and grab Antioch as well. Don't really trust my my Christian friends to go and actually achieve anything. As for Kaffa over here, we finally have it built up a tiny bit. We'll grab a church whilst we have an opportunity. And over here we might as well get a single priest to move onward. Over in Ronaldus, we do actually have a few of our men who need some retraining, so we brought them over here. They will get some retraining in time. Now we do have a very nice armourer over here. Well, we actually have the St. John's Chapel House, which is great. But the heavy armourer, which is lovely. Now I think, is the proper armour there? Yeah, the master armour for full plate. That is on the cards if I ever have money again. I have been trying to deplete my forces, so I should actually have money before too long. But we will see about that in time. You have marks of war, which is good, but you probably need a bit more than that to survive. 38, 25. Yeah, that's just terrible. Go and have a little spy on this guy. At least give you some experience. Good news, you can look after this general here because we're going to need him very soon when we move this army down to go and take on more of them. Imperial this time. Yeah, but we need to go and take on Venice. So we'll just get all the spies out and make sure we're defending ourselves. Of course, we did start building the inns last time so that we can actually try and counter-attack a little bit. We might as well sink this Venetian fleet whilst it's here. They seem upset about that, as if they're not the ones who besieged Bologna 6 times. But hey-ho, that's just how the AI likes to play the game. So, Diplomat might as well start moving up north a little bit. I do have a few priests around here. Should probably send them in this general direction. 88%, 87%, 26%. Okay, we're not doing too bad actually. We converted these areas fairly well. And we obviously have a big pile of priests on here as well. One of them sadly died of old age. We'll see if England can hold on to the foreign holdings in time. Are you over here to deliver more troops to Corinth? Because we did see a Portuguese army there last time. Maybe they're there to pick them up and send them over to Italy. That seems much more likely. The French have attacked Scotland as well as England, who are allies, of course. Of course, why wouldn't Scotland and England be allies? This doesn't look like it's going to end well for France, if I'm honest with you, because Scotland can just kind of stab them in the back here in Marseille, although they've obviously grabbed that off them at some point before. Right, let's flick for our turns and let's see how this Venetian war goes. In come Portugal, and I think it's going to be another bloody affair in the city. This time I'm expecting the walls not to be open, to be honest. They do have a couple catapults, so that might just make things irritating. I don't have the cav to take them out. Unfortunately, both of these chaps are on 4 experience. They could be very difficult. An 8 experience Ginete. Oh my, 7 experienced peasants. Wow, the Portuguese have brought all of their best little toys to the game here. Fine, time to head in. Time to slaughter them.
The walls have fallen. Steel and valiant hearts must be our walls now.
Sadly, the walls are falling down, but the siege tower is burning, so hopefully they stop wasting their ammo on that and start shooting down the catapults. The less entry points, probably for the better. Now, they do have a pretty nice shot, actually, into all of these lads, so I'm just going to start moving them back. So the Papal Guard can just hang out a little bit further away, round the corner here, like the General. We'll just leave these 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys, however many guys at the entrance there. So that's burnt down. Hopefully it's going to collapse on these guys. Sadly, it is not. But this tower, yeah, this catapult's been shot a couple of times, so hopefully a couple more lucky shots and we'll have it dealt with. It turns out that we're in range of these guys the whole time, so as the other 2 have been shot down, now we're going to shoot down these chaps instead. 78% damaged. I don't think they're quite going to destroy it in time, actually. We're going to perhaps have them shot down first. That'll be... ooh, maybe not. Maybe they're just going to get away with this. Maybe, maybe, just maybe. Sadly, I think they are. Bravely, these two chaps will soldier on. The last two are going to try and get one final shot off. They're going to send the other catapults over. They are indeed. Look, they sent the other catapults to pick it up. That's really clever. Well done, Mr. AI. We're going to continue to shoot you. The ladders are starting to move. Interesting. As for our defences at this point, in case you're wondering, we have ourselves a very badly positioned, by the looks of it, set of armoured sergeants over here. We've got Talon Spear Militia and Papal Guard over here and here, a couple of Papal Guard here and here. So the freeholds, honestly, not looking like a very impressive approach at this point in time. There are still a few men over here at the catapult though, so we'll see. Yeah, we have run out of ammo at this point, so I guess they're going to continue. Apparently the enemy general has fallen. I think they must have shot him by themselves, or he's standing around in range of the towers. I'm not 100% sure what just happened to him, but he is gone. That's the main thing. So, yep, that's one less man to worry about. I'm just going to move. There's a tree in the way of this road. I'm just going to move people around just to block streets because I think that'll be fine. Apparently there's a battle going on. Oh, they've started piling in at this point. Okay, let's maybe slow this down a little bit. Down to 1 speed. They are now attacking us from all sorts of sides. Oh, maybe that's how he... That's probably how he died, Thomas. Oh dear. Right, you start piling into there as well. Religious fanatics, you start piling in as well. You chaps, get forward. And the general, you can just line yourself up, ready for support. There goes King Thomas. And he has been slain. He clearly wasn't very good at all. This battle has been a bit of a strange one. They take their sweet time getting in here, but in the end, yeah, they're just getting absolutely slaughtered because we have piles and piles of Papal Guard. Actually, we're not using the Papal Guard at the front here. This is mainly all the other stuff. I think there was one unit I started sending in right at the end there, but most of the trash is actually at the front. So, yeah, these guys are being slaughtered. General will start getting on top of them. We're going to... Who's even left? We pretty much killed them before they even started here. What's at the back? Just a catapult. Okay. General, you get to do the honours. Finally take down the darn fiendish catapult. In comes the general to clear off the last few of the catapult lads who didn't quite flee before. Probably the ballista. Never even saw the ballista. Anyway, ballista's gone as well at this point. Just about. If we can actually manage to reach them. There we go. Let's got the rest of these Portuguese lads. We'll release them, I think, and just tell them to maybe rethink this whole war thing, because yeah, last time we just slaughtered them once and then we ran off, and they ran off and they gave us a big pile of money, so that's probably going to be the same thing again here. So we'll get on top of them, we'll try and collect as many of them as possible, but we got 1 unit cav, and even so, it doesn't work very well on this, the old rounding them up, but I think we'll catch them all in the end. I think these guys are a bit disorientated. They seem to be running back towards the city, and their flag is no longer flashing. They really should just go home. I mean, they're pretty loyal for mercenaries, but they're also pretty dead. Amazingly, there are actually still 3 peasant crossbowmen left up here on the walls, but we've scared them off now at this point. It's rather audacious of them, it must be said. Is there anyone else? Because I can notice we still haven't won. Yeah, there's even a lad over here, some more Sudanese tribesmen. Why am I the madness of the Portuguese? It truly does spread. Well, for the king to turn up and get slaughtered that badly, I would say that was a pretty spectacular embarrassment for Portugal. And I suspect they will be wanting peace pretty darn soon. Sadly for them, their generals were killed in battle, so I've released those who were left. There we are. Football has been denounced in London. I always suspected that Lord Mayor was a fiend. Alas, right, moving on then. Portugal, we should probably try and grab a bit of peace at this point. There was a Portuguese princess hanging around before, but alas, no longer. We'll have to send someone to reach them next turn. Yeah, the spies can keep on. God, there are so many of them. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to grab this army over here. We are going to move them onto the breach. My general's going to join up. And Venice. Okay. We need to go and kill these guys. Now they've fled up into the mountains. That's fine. If we just hang around here, we'll put a pretty good spot on anything that's coming. Might try and draw them into a battle going forward. Now, I do have a big pile of trebuchets, so I could easily add those into the army, and they can reach Venice in one go. That is marvellous. Good to know. Adana must go down. Time for the Crown Prince of all people to be taken out. So that's a pretty good victory for us. A little bit of sacking on our way to the Holy Lands. Yep, sack that. That's probably annoyed them slightly. Oh look, the Imperials are here. A bit distracted by Caesarea apparently, but there we are. Okay, maybe we're going to be able to let them actually take the settlement. That could be interesting. So Antioch, maybe this should be their land. Yeah, the Imperials back in our good books. Fine. So you get yourself, yeah, go around that way. We've met these guys. That might not be enough progress. They might start getting a little bit annoyed by that. Hopefully we'll be fine in time. They can just get out of my way. I want to give the Imperials room to go and move into there. Although, to be honest, I can probably just gift it to them right now. Yeah, let's go and do that. What do we want to rename Adana? To be honest, I think this can be renamed after a nice restaurant where I often get an Adana kebab. So let's call this Damak. There we are. Nice restaurant down in Essex. So, where were the Imperials? There we are. The pleasure is indeed going to be yours because we're going to give you the city of Damak. Marvellous. Let's have a bit of map information, trade while we do it. And can we just get a bit of money? I mean, to be honest, they're bankrupt. Just something small, that'll be fine. They rejected it because it's too generous. I'm just going to have to give it as a gift. Oh well, that's fine. It does work quite well when you're trying to make a peace deal. So we managed to make it work in that occasion. Fine. Imperial Citadel over here. Marvellous. This does look a bit strange to me because I'm used to the Holy Roman Empire being Muslim after my, yes, Holy Roman Empire Muslim campaign or Islamic campaign. But there we are. They've now got Damak. They're also going to get Antioch very, very soon indeed. Hopefully Egypt will leave me alone. But maybe, just maybe the Tauran army can go for Edessa. Another man for the assassination pile. We'll have him anyway. We've apparently failed to blockade Ragusa. Another man has fallen victim to assassination. That was the guy who we just... can't do anything. It's so annoying. Right. We're going to have to go burn down Venice. Right, let's go and send some of this stuff here. So who are we going to leave behind? Who do we not need? We'll take the Great Cross because it's kind of funny. The crossbows can be a little bit useful in the battle. So we'll keep a little bit of them. But honestly, the cav... yeah, they've only got so much use. So we'll keep one unit of... we'll keep a couple of... we'll keep that one unit there. That'll be fine. But... they can probably plod off back home, and we'll send the we'll send over the trebuchets instead. That seems ideal to me. Why did I send 3 units home? Didn't really need to, did I? Oh well. Okay, then we'll get ourselves a nice general by taking this. So we've got the Mounted Knights. Plenty of strong units here. I think we'll be absolutely fine. Down Blast has fallen to the French. How they had a tiny force and Scotland had quite a large one. It's a bit disappointing. Oh, well, quick chat with the Portuguese then. Yeah, they do see it as very generous, so I reckon we'll just be demanding a big pile of money. Their wealth is... that's my wealth. Their wealth is meagre. Their wealth is meagre. We will see how meagre it is when I try and grab some money off them. Bit of regular tribute. Just give me 1,000 odd for a few turns. That will be grand. And they will accept that. Good news. Back into the monies. Now, I really, really, really desperately need to start getting these agents sorted out. So, assassins, get in line. Start moving forward. Naples toast, even. Do you have a guild? Do you have a thieves guild? Okay. I'm going to destroy that because we're going to start moving to assassins if we can. We're going to clear some space. So, some walls are being repaired. Shock horror. These places did need repairs. Who would have thunk it? As for the rest of this nonsense, France is still got England under siege over there. I still can't find any of their generals. None of them are floating around. You, sir, can burn if I get the opportunity. I failed, which is a bit sad. Scotland's game is starting to fall apart, which is unfortunate. And over in Cannes, is there anyone to kill? I don't know why I said Cannes. It isn't. I mean, Cannes down here somewhere. Well, we'll just go with that pronunciation anyway. It's absolutely fine. Over in the east, more. This has gone a bit strange, hasn't it? Right. So that army's gone rebel. Now we've walked in the way of Hippo, which is equally annoying, but that's fine. We'll let the Imperials do it. This is the Imperials' job. Have they decided to all run away? Did that happen? No, it hasn't happened. I don't think so. Alright, we haven't had that event on this occasion. What we do have is a lot of our priests converting Damak. That does seem chill enough. It is a citadel, so it's quite happy as it is. That's fine. Things seem to be coming together. Of course, the main coming together is going to be the rocks of our trebuchets against Venetian walls. It's a shame, I said this a few times really, that there isn't a unique city for this. But of course you do have the situation defending from the bridge here. Let's see what we've got to take on. Dreaded Father. Oh, it's nice to see that trait come up. Obviously when I looked at my how you can get authority, this can lead to it, but it's a bit hard to get in time. -2 morale. -1 more morale. Ooh, that's very, very nice. -4 morale. Conscientious is plus. Okay, he's got a really interesting set of traits here. Dardi Salvo. Well, he's obviously got the right name, but he is a little bit of a dysfunctional mentalist. Faltering courage. Really, people just fear his father. I think he is a bit of a knob. So let's go and take him out. 2-to-1 ratio. Mainly, we rain fire from the sky over the city of Venice. It's fine. It's surrounded by water. It can't burn that much, probably. Tiny Militia, 6 experience, got to pay attention to them. A few of these Pacifist lads could be problematic, but honestly, once you smash down a few entry points, we have got the superior infantry. Our lads are just so strong. Essentially, they are just putting straight back to the plaza. A couple men just hanging around, but honestly, yeah, there they go. Absolutely obliterated in one sweet volley there, mainly because we hit with several trebuchets at once. Indeed. So we'll just start taking out these towers. This probably won't take long at all. They seem to be moving more and more of their men towards the gates here, which is interesting because I've just been destroying all their towers. So I would suggest they're much better off at the plaza at this particular point, but no, they don't want to do it that way, so I reckon we'll just send in the Papal Guard pretty much in a minute. Though we do have a fairly nice shot at trying to splatter these guys over here, so we might as well have a little poke. Same with these guys. Try and... yeah, that building wasn't ever really in a particularly good position. I reckon we can start moving some of these forward and we're going to get some nice shots in. So I'm going to get my Papal Guard moving in behind. I reckon start to lay some fire on the city. In comes the Great Cross, and it is said to be a great honour to be run over by the cross. It is also said to be very, very lucky, which is probably just as well, because we are going to start shooting straight in to whoever we can. So crossbowmen, get yourself right to the front there. Sadly, my Pacifist crossbowmen are being pulled into a battle at this point, so probably time for the Swiss Guard to start moving on. You chaps, that was a little bit close for my liking. So just hold off for the time being. We do want fire, but maybe just stop the old shooting. Now, Swiss Guard are going to start moving just a little bit closer. You chaps start wandering into the city as well. I think we've just been hit by a cow. Have we just cowed ourselves? I think we have. That's a bit of a shame. I'm not really sure about the mechanics of that and how bad it really is, but you know, maybe we'll find out. So we'll go and grab our forces, run them into the city. That's as much of a run as we can manage, apparently. So we will do that. Get yourselves into Mr. Spiky. There we go. They'll be absolutely fine. Now, send in the Papal Guard. Back them up as if taking on the Swiss Guard isn't enough. They've got Papal Guard in behind. We've even got dismounted men at arms as well. So this is pretty much a clear victory for us, yes. So let's just move ever closer. I'm not sure we're ever going to be able to reach these guys. We're now all dying of cow poison or whatever this particular weird effect is. We keep on activating it because it's very easy just to toggle for it. The Great Cross must indeed come forward. Keep on supporting us. Crossbowmen, where are they at this point? I think they actually should probably be stopping the shots at this point. What have we got up here? Slab mercenaries. There is a tower over there that's actually shooting at us. Just shoot the tower, please, chaps. Didn't actually realise that all these guys over here. Hi, Pavis crossbowmen. We're going to have to take you out, aren't we? Yeah, people are just going to come and deal with you. Don't worry about us. We'll take care of you in time. You chaps maybe run through the gate. And now it's just a good chunking fest. Most of our men have worked their way through the Venetians at this point, and we are starting to try pick off whichever of these little lads we can. We'll get over to them in a few minutes. They just need to be caught up with by our men. You guys run over there. I'm sure we will take them out in time. Over to the plaza then, and what do we have over here? Some Swiss Guard are coming in. Let's get the Papal Guard. And of course I want the Swiss Guard in front if at all possible, so we'll just get those to run into position. If the General wants to, he can come and get himself killed. Technically we have control of the plaza right now, which is interesting. Certainly it does seem like we are about to win, but I don't think it's fair to take him out like this, so we'll probably have a few pot shots at him just to draw him in. They're not going to do an awful lot, they're just going to go over the top, of course. But I don't think this is the way that he should go down. Their men have not really stood their ground successfully here today. Look, a few of them gone. A few of them gone. And you know what, if they want to stand around, that works for me. It just show his true lack of courage. Down he goes, unceremoniously. And I think the rest of his men deserve to go down the way that they really should have. They would not disobey him, which is fair enough, but at the very last the Swiss Guard will come in to finish them off. It's our job to rule this plaza, my good sir. Down you go.
This is a clear victory that goes
60
to
lost.
only men of
Taking
great virtue
on
and
Venice. That is a magnificent victory. We will release them because why not? At this point, to be honest, they don't get to re-emerge. Apparently we just killed their cardinal, which is a little bit unpopey, but there we are. Venice, and we could keep this for ourselves. We were going to sack it, that's for sure. Okay, ooh, should I sack it and then absolutely trash the place? I could do that. I do like a good old slash and burn. To be honest though, we need to get rid of these guys. Maybe I should start cheesing it. Just start surrounding these guys with troops. Could do that. Feels a little bit cheaty, but so does them assassinating every one of my generals. Not that they're family members, it doesn't really matter with me like it might for them. But it's still a little bit annoying, isn't it? Right, we've got ourselves a pretty darn sweet army here. Now there are a few more experienced lads down south. A couple of these are too experienced on them. By the time we get retrained though, they often lost it, which is a bit of a shame. There's more here. I knew there was more. Lovely. So yeah, those chaps can probably... Yeah, we'll send a couple of Papal Guard down to toast, actually. That's good. Yeah, these guys hopefully won't get themselves killed anytime soon. But it's easier said than done right now. I'm going to send them both to Gregory. We do have at least one spy there with a spyglass, which is nice. Should probably just continue to get as many spies as possible, at least until we've built ourselves the inns. Yeah, my network, probably a good idea. I've had way too many turns without being able to build infrastructure, so we are now getting back on top of all of that nonsense. Could get cannon towers. Should I get some basic infrastructure? I could, but the Master Armourer. While I can afford it, I will get the Master Armourer over here in Ronaldus. That is what we need to see. Now, Dante's here. He's been ruler forever. He's only 43. Only 43. Absolute insanity. Okay, that's fine. We'll get this guy retrained as well. We'll get more and more assassins. And over in the east, yeah, we're gradually making our way to Antioch. Tommaso Calzaghe, one less assassin in the world. Here we are, the great knife in the back. One down, about 7 1,000 to go. Vitales Colzarius is also going to need to go down very soon. Oh, wait, no, he's as. Don't worry about him. Okay, this one. Bartolomeo de Mayo. This one doesn't seem so likely, especially seeing as this assassin seems to be like a Ponzi noble. That's surprisingly positive, especially for only 28%. Oh, yes. And another one goes down. This is going to turn like in the end of the Kalmar Union campaign again. Oh, that was one of my favourites. Okay, success for that. Right, keep moving ever onwards. Spy, just wander around, see if you can just wander into any of their lads. There's a Hungarian spy, which I guess it used to be their city, so I suppose I can just about let them off for that. Okay, no more assassins arriving just yet. There might be a few in here. Yeah, there are a few in here. You're the one who's already done something this turn, though. We can do something with you. 18%, 25%. Give it a go. Looks like he saw us. This spy is a very unsubtle one, isn't he? We'll give it a go. Come on, blow dart. No, lady. Damn the women. And sadly, he failed. Okay, well, not too bad. We'll try and get this guy next time. We're going to slowly hack away at their limbs. So, yeah, I have been thinking about it. I think Poland might be a good option for the city of Venice, but I am going to have to weaken it. I can't give them a full strength Poland. I think that'll be absolute insanity, to be honest. So, I'm not going to give them that. I will destroy some of the buildings before I leave. So, do I actually have anyone to talk to Poland with? That's the only question. There used to be a guy down here, but I think my diplomat has just died, which is unfortunate, unless I sent him up north and I'm forgetting about him. It does seem, though, like he is gone at this point. Bit of a shame, that. So, it doesn't look like I can find any Polish chaps anyway. I think I have to send a new diplomat around to speak to Poland. Can't be too far away. They're the Danes. Poland over here. It'll take a couple of turns. A couple of turns, we'll go have a quick chat with them, unless I see any others in the near vicinity. But it doesn't look like they are around. Bit of a shame. Oh well, we'll give us a couple more turns to perhaps get ourselves a few amusing pieces of artillery. It's time to head in to Antioch, ladies and gentlemen. We do only have ourselves a couple of captains to take on, and now we can actually click the attempt at night button, which presumably means I get to watch their fight. That does sound kind of funny, but should I actually fight this? I think this sounds more fun to let them finish off, but we do gain some diplomacy for fighting with them. Actually, quite a lot of favour for fighting with them, so we will join in the battle. There's not a lot to take on. We'll stand back and we'll let Prince Godwin take the glory. I'm pretty much just going to leave this battle to run, although I will go and distract their troops if I need to. There are a few on the walls over here. I might just send the Sudanese tribesmen in because, frankly, I'm not really bothered if they get themselves killed. So I'm just going to go and run up to the walls, just keep them distracted for a turn or two. So a turn or two, but you know what I mean. Anyway, we're going to keep them distracted, and I'm pretty much just going to leave this down to the Imperials, who seem to essentially be throwing their heads straight into the gate. Yeah, I have noticed that they haven't got any men over at their particular side of the battle. That is kind of pretty typical for the AI, really. Even though I'm not even really bothering, I have kind of turned up, but not really much more than that. Get yourself on the towers there. Apparently, they're taking on my lads down here. That's rude. Well, we'll just leave these guys to fight it out. I'm sure they'll be absolutely fine. They won't be fine. Okay, maybe we can send some of their friends in to help. You, sir. Oh, we killed him. Well done, Sudanese chaps. Nice work. We captured the general. Did we just win? We just won. Excellent. Well done, sirs. Your job was really just to be a distraction, and you did it very well, it turns out. Meanwhile, on the plaza, the Imperials are starting to tear through them. My Sudanese chaps have done a good bit of work keeping everyone distracted. It's simply down to the Saracen militia. These peasants have come all the way from the Imperial heartlands of Vienna, but they are here to take the city. How marvellous for them. Their general is down. Let it not be said that we did not run in the city. We ran into the city to help. But in the end, the Imperials were the true victors and the glory makers of this day. I think a few of our men are about to actually reach the plaza. Here we go. You see, we turned up. You see, these tribesmen are indeed the real heroes. Oh yes, marvellous stuff. Now we did take out a few more men than we lost. So in the end, is that not what this is all about? In fact, what it's all about, of course, is taking the Holy Land. Antioch has fallen to us. We have released them. With that, the Imperials have themselves yet more land. And what is going on? Successful crusade, of course, speaks of loyalty. We'll just take anyone at this point. Thieves Guild in toast. No, we want the assassins. But successful crusade. A little bit of money from my own back pocket. And with that, we can move on. Now, what do we want to do? Head over to Edessa. I guess we do. So we're going to swing over there to pick up these religious fanatics on the way. We'll probably just get rid of a load of these forces very, very soon. This army, maybe we'll just retire when he dies. We'll just disband them all. Maybe they could go up into Armenia and all of that nonsense. Who knows? Tbilisi. Yerevon's actually Byzantine. Very interesting indeed. So it looks like the Turks have been pushed back. That is spectacular. We've just taken out the Emperor of the Byzantine Empire there, and no diplomatic repercussions at all. Oh dear, that is quite amusing. These guys are so hilariously overpowered. This guy is officially retired after that. Well done. Now I have got myself a nice big stack here hanging around. If anyone wants to take me on, they are welcome. But yeah, this looks like a fun army for a battle at some point. Bit of an eventful end turn with the old Inquisitors, who were just going a little bit insane at this point. Poland and Denmark are now an ally. I don't even know. Yeah, the French have attacked me, by the way, so I'm now just trying to cause them as many problems as possible. And indeed, I think that's what we're going to have to get on with for the time being. So, let's just burn down the church. It's a very popey thing to do. And the other thing we want to burn down, let's burn down their brothel. You failed again. Apparently Hungary have been reconciled. I didn't realise they were ever excommunicated. What has happened here? Scotland have attacked France. Oh, this is this classic Pope diplomacy here. So the Pope has decided that Scotland probably fighting back because they've had these taken away from them by France. They've decided to attack the French, and thus we have excommunicated them and ruined our alliance. Well done, Scotland. Well done. Oh well, if nothing else, we are just going to continue to cause them some problems here. So let's dispose of the brothel. That will upset them quite a bit. Burny, burny, smashy, smashy. More Portuguese turning up, as you might well expect. Yes, indeed, it always looked like God has done it, won't it? More assassins. You can probably get yourself over here and burn down the city watch. Why is it so unlikely for sabotages to work? Yes, as you might be able to tell, I've decided to hold on to Venice. Yes, thank you very much, sir. Yeah, I've decided to hold on to Venice because I thought it's just earning me too much money. It kind of makes sense to do so. I will try and build some boats when I have some money again, but we are back to minus, which I suppose will end soon enough. The Danes are actually coming for Edessa.
Shall honor the alliance.
You shall indeed. We'll come and help. If you want to go and smash your way in, you are welcome. We're going to help you out with all of that nonsense. So we'll get on with that. Antioch is 64%, pretty well converted. We're just going to make sure this is nicely converted for our Danish friends, because they're going to get that. I'm afraid that's theirs, Holy Romans, not yours. You can go for Iconium if you want. That Inquisitor has passed on. Very sad indeed. Right. As for all the other nonsense things, it feels settled down. But the French are at war with us. Portugal have just re-landed. And Venice, I don't know, but it just feels like a matter of time with them, doesn't it? Always kind of feels that way. We're just going to stand around at the pass here and just wait for them to turn up. The cannon can go into the town, I think. I think we managed to at least deal with the assassin issue by this point. So We'll send them all over here. Keep on burning down all of the French buildings. Some key business over here in Edessa then. We must take this down. Take out yet another crown prince. And hopefully at this point Turkey start to get the idea. Now they probably do still have a general or two left. We will sack that. Obviously we're going to hand that over to these chaps. Probably a good idea to help it convert first. This actually isn't too bad. Population's not colossal. We want a bit of converting for them first. I won't waste my money on all of that, but I will at least help them convert the region. Probably for the best, I would think. So we'll send our cardinals over this direction. Marvellous. And that means that we can give this over to the Danes in a couple turns. Now there was another little bit of intrigue I found around the map, which is the faction leader. That is disappointing. We'll have to find someone else. Normally once you've failed once, it will just continue to fail. It does seem like they're a little bit more chilled out at this point. We'll head over to him. Maybe, just maybe, they will take some peace. But there's our representative. We'll go send him over in this direction, see if we can have a chat. Maybe they'll want peace in time. And Diamond Blast is looking like it's full of some elite units at this point. Beautiful, the Adventuria. They're very nice, aren't they? Just ridiculous, frankly. But we're causing a lot of damage to the town here, so I think we might be getting closer to it flipping over. It might not go back to Scotland, though. It might just go rebel. Hopefully that will be the case, because that would be quite funny. Yet another victim to assassination. The French this time are the ones at it. I have been assassinating these guys for a while now. There at least is some level of revenge. These guys are causing me all sorts of problems. And my spies aren't helping either. There is a spy in this army, by the way, and not a bad one either. And yet we still got caught out by the old assassination. It is really rather irritating at this point. French are really at their perfidious worst right now. They've even taken over Bruges, which just makes things even worse. Failing to get these guys murdered, which is worse yet again. Now there is a jihad being called, on Constantinople. The Mongols are here, which is interesting to start with. Failed to deal with that. The Egyptians have also sent a full stack. The Turks don't seem to be doing it yet. They have a load of troops in Hippo. They have just declared war on us again, and I don't really know why. So having done that, I guess it's time to go back to Dartus. We'll just immediately call that, because we might as well. Lovely stuff. That will go well for us. So we called the Crusade once again, back to take Jerusalem. This time we might well just hand it back to the Hungarians for good, to be honest. We will see about that. I think, seen as I don't really know how Egypt declared war, by the way. Maybe they tried to assassinate us. I don't know, but I think this time we should just pretty much wipe them off the earth. Now, as for Turkey, they're not sending anyone to the Crusade or the Jihad at this point, but there are certainly lots of Mongolians starting to appear. I'm not too worried. That really works in my favour, because at least that way they're not taking on little Kaffa. But we are starting to make a bit more money. It's quite a few more turns down the line at this point. And aside from the fact that we've got a nice piece of Portugal, which is where we've got ourselves a bit of money, it's still the French causing lots of issues. Another day, another assassination attempt by the French. Finally, they managed to not take me out. I don't know where they're getting all these assassins from, by the way, because I have been murdering several every turn for quite a long time now. It looks like Mongolia have taken over Constantinople, whilst Explorers Guild just at the moment of the dreaded plague. Oh, I forgot about that. Our economy's literally just got good. Oh dear. Mongolians turn up and sack Constantinople, and immediately there is a Black Death swinging across the world. That's, it's already in Kaffa. It's already in Kaffa. That is just perfect. As for the rest of us, are we okay currently? We are currently okay, but it's a bit of an annoyance. Where are you going, John? I really don't know. Okay, we've got to be careful because we're about to have our forces wiped out by these. Let's just get the spies out, or these agents out of the city actually before all this nonsense takes place, because I don't want anyone getting caught out by this plague. Ideally, I have almost no one in these cities as well. I'd rather not lose any troops I don't need to, so I suppose the tax rate's going to have to be whacked way down. Yeah, that needs repairing, and you could do with a tiny bit of retraining. If we can keep them happy with minimal forces, I will do so, to be honest, because I don't want the Black Death to cause me lots of problems. So let's trek out of the town. Can't get past for all of these lads in the way. Down to low tax rate, that'll be absolutely fine. Okay, I need to do this on a few of my towns. Just leave one token force in them. Black Death causes some issues yet. Meanwhile, down towards Dartus. Oh yeah, you know what, the walls are already smashed up from when they came in last time. Dartus wants his city back before he dies. He is starting to get on Benedictus the Mean, this grand crusader of the papal forces. He is also going for one last hurrah. Maybe we'll see more from him after this, but this looks like it might well be his final battle. Sultan Mufasa, of course, the same guy who took the town last time. I reckon this time we have got his number. I'm not sure exactly what the situation with the walls is. I can't remember quite how many holes they blew in it, but that will now let us straight in. They apparently don't have the money to fix it up. Time to take back the Holy Land. Let's go. This is a classic case of where the Rome Total War feature of being able to zoom into the city would be very, very nice indeed, because then I would know where the holes in the walls were, although I probably could have just remembered where they attacked me. Weirdly, again, a feature that is in later games at the very least, yeah, we have to now go for the holes in the wall on the side of the city that we don't get to deploy on. I mean, it's a siege. We clearly have the city surrounded. That's kind of the point of a siege. Anyway, we're going to have to wander around annoyingly, but there we are. It's just going to be a bit of a faff. Having finally wangled our way around the city, it's time to head in. I'm just throwing in all the pilgrims and the Sudanese tribesmen first. Sheer numbers, hopefully, will do the job. All of these chaps. Yeah, the cavalry are now hanging around at the back there. Yeah, I can see these chaps are starting to come in this gate. That's good. All the rest of the infantry in here. I think sheer numbers means that we will absolutely tear them to shreds. Yeah, they're broken. That's unsurprising. All infantry start charging on at those chaps. Likewise, we'll start moving on to the Mamluks ourselves. Sheer numbers is just going to cause us victory here today. Indeed, that is what we are looking for. So, keep pushing ever onwards. There are a big pile of siege equipment somewhere. Some of it's here. Some of it was right by the gate at the start. Not sure if I've missed it since. Ah, it's around the corner here. Okay, General, you get yourself around here. And we'll deal with these chaps. Could be slightly dangerous if we don't get right to the back in time. But we'll try and get on top of as many of them as we can straight away, and that should at least disable them. Come on, plough through to the back unit. At least that way they're not firing at you. Don't really want this general after all of this killed by a stray cannon. Okay, so most of this stuff at this point is, I don't know, actually it's a mix of stuff. Let's get some of this proper infantry away for the moment. Oh yeah, that is pretty much those guys. Fair enough. Fine. Right, we'll just keep ploughing through. I'll tell these guys to hit the back unit and we'll just keep on trying to get through to them. It's going to be a bit of a chunking fest, but it seems to be a bit of a rainy day, so it should keep us nice and cool whilst we cut them down. Gosh, the music is good in this game, isn't it? Like in Rome Total War, just on another level. We are starting to really chunk them down. The rain is falling, the arrows are twanging through the air, and the spears are very much doing their bloody work. We've come across some of their spear militia now, so we are starting to lose a couple more men, but we have got some very, very nice levels of experience on a fair few of our units. Can we get a little side swipe into the Mamluks? Possibly, but probably not sufficient. So some militia over here taking on, oh, these guys. Rather not, actually. Just pull out of there if you would very much care for that, my good sirs. Pilgrims, you guys run back here. Take care of those. I think these are religious fanatics, actually. Indeed. They are, indeed they are. Yeah, these two chaps can just sort of start shooting in as much as possible. Trying to avoid the hand-to-hand combat. Right, it's like we've mainly taken care of them at this point. We've got the General's bodyguard over there. Let's just make sure we get the proper infantry into them. Sydney's Charlesmen, to be fair, are fairly solid. He's going around the side now. Okay, just when I was about to send people in to go and deal with him. Okay, interesting. Cav, you come immediately here. All infantry, just come to the plaza. Although, I said that he's going to come around the side here. Might have an opportunity if we are sensible. You chaps get yourself around the side. That's possibly for the best. Yeah, you come around here. Right, our Cav are going to start getting on top of them. They think they're springing a trap on us. The joke's on them because our General is coming in. Lovely stuff. Okay, the General is back into battle at this point. We're going to try and get the Crusade Knights out of there because they're not really in the best engagement. General and Cav, get yourself out of the straight melee. We'll just get all infantry at this point on to the General. And we won't really worry about the Bedouins. They want to take us on, they will lose. But we'll just get one of these lads to do that. At this point, we should be able to defeat him. Swiss Guard are miles away, but they're only a half unit, so I'm not too worried about utilising them as best as possible. The General is getting himself attacked a little bit, but we seem to be doing okay. Right, let's try and get you guys around the side there. Just try and get yourself wandering around. Just make sure we've got him as surrounded as possible, because we're going to have to chunk him down. At the very least, we can make sure he's surrounded. Get yourself around. It's a chunking affair here, and the charge of our General seems to have just about done the job there. Marvellous work. And with that, we've pretty much finished the battle here. The charge seemed to take him out, but it doesn't seem to have properly torn apart his men. So we'll just pull out of it now, because there's no point of him getting himself killed. Obviously, he is a grizzled veteran. He would fight to the very last, but there's no need for any of that. All units, pile in. General, get in there for one more little hacking affair. Even if he dies now, to be honest, he has very much done his life's work here. Another glorious victory. Benedictus the Crusader. We really need to name a city after this chap. A good victory for us there. A few men lost, but as you might expect in any siege assault. So Dartus has been taken, but Benedictus does need a city named after him, so we might need to work that one out. Sack another settlement, because they exterminated. We're slightly nice, but just take all their money, because that's what the Pope does. So he's up to full experience. Benedictus the Mauler, courageous, brutally scarred. He's a field tyrant. That is something I can't remember seeing that one, to be honest. Might have maybe once or twice in the past, but I certainly don't remember it. Admires technology, pragmatic, feels honoured, bit miserly, but a siege expert, chivalrous in rule. He's still got chivalrous in spite of all of the nonsense. Yeah, he's got healthy, very nice. Doesn't actually add to his actual age ticking mechanics, I don't think. +2 to his hit points there, as well as +8, so +10 at the very least to his hit points, which is absolutely insane. Marvellous stuff. So, Templar Knight, Hospitaller Knight. I don't think technically he actually won the Crusades before, but there we are. He officially has been the victor on this occasion. We lost a few more of the experienced lads than we wanted, but to be honest, these chaps are at least well, we can still use them to throw them away at some point. Wow, this place really needs a bit of work done. So we will hold on to this at least for the time being. I think that's probably for the best. Quick update on Pope Dartus, the killer here, who now has a dread of 7, authority of 9, piety of 10. Still never really left the Vatican, to be honest. He's having a little trip over to the Milvian Bridge just to avoid the oncoming plague, because obviously as God's child he is well aware of it coming. He's a drunken heathen, a sloppy taxman, a stylish debater, interestingly, malevolent leader, a hoarder of wealth, farming knowledge, morbidly mortal. Okay, yeah, well, that'll be all the assassination attempts on him. Overly suspicious, totally closed. trustworthy but prim. Okay, he's got so many weird things. Tolerant to foreigners, which is odd considering everything else. But yeah, master of assassins because of what he's had to go through. Deceptive and a great sacker of cities, in spite of the fact that he's never done any of the sacking. The amount of traits he has picked up in his life, he's got food taster as well, is actually ridiculous. There we are with an added spy master. So this is an incredibly odd chap. It must be considered here. 50 years old. He has murdered many people despite having never left Rome. But yes, he survived so many assassination attempts. I'm staggered that he never died. But normally what does happen is as soon as you survive one, you pretty much survive the rest of them. Bit of a party going on in this part of the world. Still more assassins. I just took 3 assassins to kill one of the French guys this turn. So struggling to take them out, which is just a little bit irritating. A sad day, ladies and gentlemen. Benedictus the Mauler has passed away, and presumably now he is living his best life in heaven, mauling as many people as he likes. Truly he has had a successful career. Whilst his army were a little bit rubbish with the plague here in Dartus, he managed to escape it. He wandered out to the Holy Lands around, presumably spent his last few years meditating or something like that. But most importantly, of course, he will have a name of a city given to him. Benedictus will be one of our new territories here in the east. Quite where it'll be, I don't know. Quite if there's enough left of this army, I am not sure. But we'll try and hold on to Dartus, and in time perhaps we'll be able to spread our legs a little bit further. Spread our wings a bit further would be the correct phrase there, Thomas. Marvellous. Probably a good place to end us here today. I've lived for quite a number of turns actually. Things have started to settle down just a little bit. No sign of the Mongols just yet. Plenty of signs of assassinations. And the Pope Dartus, the Tyrant, his epithet does keep changing. Tyrant, the killer, the everything really. Just a horrible person. The plague has subsided enough for us now to return to our cities. That is indeed what we will do. There's another assassin. Some point we might be able to kill them all. Please, just get rid of him. Yeah, so next time, ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to be doing? Well, I think now we seem to have got this under control. We're going to try and sue for peace with the likes of Venice. Our economy for a short time was very good. I'm hoping that the plague disappearing will mean that our economy will come back to a nice, healthy place. In the short term, though, yeah, we're going to be struggling just a little bit. Toast down here has itself a new general. Hopefully he doesn't get himself murdered either. Right, yeah, so we're going to try and grab a little bit more peace, finish off a few chunks of the Holy Land, because quite frankly, we have converted a huge amount of the world to Christianity at this point. There are just a few little settlements of Turkish religion left. So Tbilisi over here, Iconium over here. The rest of this is all Byzantine. And of course, with a couple Mongol territories, there's a whole different beast altogether. In time, we'll have to go and solve that problem and prepare for the Timurids too. But it looks like we've largely managed to make the world Christian at this point. And that is very much the first part of the plan. From there, we'll probably need to go and deal with the Orthodox chaps. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now, we're just going to try to desperately not get ourselves murdered on our own peninsula, which seems to be pretty much the story of today. But for now, I will leave you. I am Thomas. This is Tenacious Human, and this has been our Papal States Pacifist campaign, the long and demonstrative campaign of Pope Dartus the Tyrant. Thank you, and goodbye. Today, we're going to go for particularly aggressive diplomacy. Oh yes, it worked. Kablamo! You were always going to die, Steve. Oh! My feudal knights! My crispy feudal knights! The ram's burning! Right at the death!